Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like down below. We gotta talk about 5 things that have me a little worried about this game, and keep an eye on the channel because I'm gonna do 5 things that have me hopeful for the game. Now, with all the news that dropped yesterday and all the little details, all the little nuggets, 40 zillion YouTubers making videos on it, I'm a little worried. Certain things have me worried. Now, I've been playing these games since the very first one on PS1 called SmackDown. Now you're like, what are you talking about? It's a different company, blah blah blah. Not really. This engine, the way the game feels, those creation parts, the way the game is structured, it goes all the way back to SmackDown on the PS1. Yes, they may have rebuilt the engine a few times, but it's still what they've built off of since the original SmackDown on PS1. Now, the first thing that has me worried for this game is no new creation parts. Now, they've been adding so much other stuff, I'm worried that all their time has been taken up making sure all that stuff works right. So then we might not get any new creation parts. Now, there is a lot in there. There is a crazy amount in there. And they did say that they are adding new creation parts, but they could literally add 2 things and pull an AEW on us and say, hey, it's new parts, right? So I'm a little worried that we're not going to get any significant new amount of parts. Anyway, number 2, Brock Lesnar being removed. Now, why am I worried about that? Well, if TKO pulls the plug and forces them to remove Brock Lesnar, that means we'll probably lose a lot of the showcase mode, and the apology they'll give us will probably just be MyFaction points or MyFaction card packs, because there won't be enough time to give you a significant "we're sorry," or they'll just remove them and not acknowledge that they removed them at all. It's like, oh no, these matches weren't there at all. If it comes to that, we don't know yet. The reason why I'm worried they'll do that is because in 2K22 they removed a wrestler from the DLC, and instead of giving us a new DLC wrestler, all they did was give us MyFaction cards and some MyFaction points, the virtual currency. You pay for this stuff, and then they remove it, but they don't really give you a significant upgrade, and a lot of people were pretty mad about that. Now, the number 3 thing I'm a little worried about for 2K24 is the DLC might mostly consist of NXT stars once again. Now, in 2K22 and 2K23, a lot of the paid DLC wrestlers were NXT stars. Now, no shots on the NXT stars, but they're nobodies yet. Like, as soon as they go to the main roster, or once they get big, sure, then yeah, you could charge for them down the road. But why are we paying extra for what's essentially indie wrestlers? Like, if you want me to pay extra money for downloadable content, have it be like a CM Punk, have it be like the Legion of Doom, Hawk and Animal, have it be like Jade, have it be wrestlers that didn't make the cut, like wrestlers that just joined the company before they could get them in the game. Stuff like that. That's the stuff that you should be charging for, not NXT stars that nobody's heard of yet, because let's face it, not a lot of people watch NXT. Full disclosure, I don't watch NXT, so I don't know who half those wrestlers are. I do like getting their parts for Creation Suite and their new movesets and the entrances, but for the most part, I don't know who most of those guys are. I don't know who Tiffany Stratton is, like the main ones that they show on the main roster, stuff like that. But for the most part, I don't think we should pay for NXT stars. I think they should all be included in the base roster. And if you want to charge for wrestlers, charge for legends, charge for wrestlers that just didn't make the cut. Or let's say a wrestler changes his gimmick, right? Like Karrion Kross. They got that whole new gimmick going. Charge for that. I know he's already in the game, but you guys are already charging double for wrestlers already. What the heck? Anyway, so that's a concern I have for 2K24. Number 4, MyFaction mode and the attires you unlock in it still being locked in that mode. Now, if they do that again this year, they're going to get a lot of backlash, because that is the number 1 thing that people wanted fixed in the last game. So if they don't fix it in this game, they're going to get destroyed online. So let's say you unlock your favorite wrestler has your favorite attire. For me, it'd be Ultimate Warrior. Let's say it's WrestleMania 6 attire. I unlock it. Sweet. But there's a catch. It'll be stuck in that mode, and I won't be able to use it in the other modes. That would annoy me immensely. In 2K23, John Cena had an action figure character attire, skin, but it's locked in that mode. So that means down the line, when they shut the servers down and they shut off that mode, that character model, that attire is going to be gone forever. And I think that sucks because it's really cool. And they've already started doing it in 2K24, where there is an action figure Cody Rhodes that's battle damaged that is only playable in the MyFaction mode. And I think that's really stupid. I think it should be playable in all modes. I know they're so worried about their simulation aspect, making it look like a TV show. I think they should just have in the creation suite where you can make your character a toy or make all the wrestlers look like an action figure. Why not? They did it with 2K19 with the blocky Minecraft build character, which I thought was hilarious. Why not do that with the action figures? We need stuff like that back. Ukes used to do that all the time. I don't know why the new company doesn't. It's something they should bring back. Sports games used to do some pretty fun stuff back then. They need to bring it back. It is a video game at the end of the day. Come on. You don't have to use it if you don't want to use it. I just think it'd be fun. Anyway, now the last thing that I'm worried about for 2K24, and this is a big one for me because I like to make a lot of wrestlers, is that the character slots are still limited to 100 and the images are limited to 1,000. So now I understand if you're playing on, let's say, last gen, so PS4 and Xbox One. If that's the case, I understand why it's still so limited. But we got SSDs, we got more powerful systems with better CPUs, all the teraflops in the world, well, 10 and 12, but they should be able to handle a minimum 150 wrestlers and let's say 2,000 images. Like, it should be based on your hardware. And let's say you have like a 64 gigabyte RAM PC, you should be able to have 1,000 wrestlers and unlimited images, right? I don't know what causes the limitation on that. Maybe it can only handle so much in the game because the roster is already so big as it is. I don't know, maybe it just starts crashing, but I feel like even if they only up it by 10 or something, just show us that you're aware of it and that you're working on getting it more. And then let's say for the images, 1,500 minimum. I feel like that's a fair upgrade. And if they can only do it on next gen hardware, which is now current gen hardware, PS5, Xbox Series X, whatever, then why not? Anyway, so these are 5 things that I am worried about in 2K24. What are some things you might be worried about? Sound off in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and stay frosty.